Morning, Hi-Fi fans. Now I'm saying morning because technically it is. It's no longer Christmas Day. It is about 1 o'clock in the morning on Boxing Day. And I've still got the last of my presents to open, which is them two presents that you can see on the table. Now I'm saying two, but it is one present really, because I am pretty sure that wrapped up there is a set of speakers. I can't see it being anything else because it is something for the channel, so it must be a set of speakers. And I have no idea what kind of speakers they are. Well, if they are speakers, but they must be in it. So I have no idea what kind of speakers they are, because as you can see, I've never seen them and I've not unwrapped them yet. All I do know is they came with this Rogers amplifier. So my missus bought, I'm going to say speakers, bought the speakers, and this Rogers amplifier came with them. And I did sort of think that because they came with a Rogers amplifier, they might have been a set of Rogers speakers, because I do love a set of Rogers speakers, but then I was quickly told that they are not made by Rogers. And then I got a bit of a sarcastic remark because she said, yeah, I've bought you a set of LS35As because I have won the lottery. Now, I knew she was joking on that one because they're too big to be LS35A, so I was not thinking that in the first place. But they could have been something else made by Rogers, innit? Because they did come with a Rogers amplifier, so I only asked the question. So take the camera, mate, and we shall open them up and see what I have actually got. And I am looking forward to opening these, 'cause I know she will have bought me something good. These will be something that I am gonna like. I know that 100%. And I do know that she wouldn't have bought me the first thing that she came across. She would have looked for a while to get something that she knows that I am really gonna like, 'cause she's good at getting me presents. So let's move the beer out of the way and open these up. And my money is on these being vintage because she knows I love vintage stuff. So I do think these will be vintage. And they are vintage. Look at that. Lovely wooden cabinet on them. Little set of two-ways. Whoa, look at them. Now they've got that silver aluminium rim round the front there, so I would say these are a little set of vintage Bang& Olufsens. Look at them, set of Bang& Olufsens. Lovely, look at them. Nice solid wooden cabinets. Oh, they're lovely, and that's in lovely condition. Look at that, it looks lovely. And I can see they've got the speaker wires like going into them, so they've not got terminals, they have got speaker wires going straight in the back. And let me have a look at the back just to make sure I'm not getting carried away, and they are Bang& Olufsens. And yeah, they are Bang& Olufsen 1702, little bookshelf speaker. Look at them. Thank you. I love my new Bang& Olufsen bookshelves. Just look at them. They look in fantastic condition. Or this one does anyway, 'cause I have not seen the other one yet. And I said, didn't I? I said she would have got me something really good. And these are really good. And she knows that I love Bang& Olufsen stuff, because I do. I am a fan of vintage Bang& Olufsen stuff. I love it, especially the vintage speakers. So she done really well getting me a set of these, 'cause I love them. and they got a really nice wooden cabinet. That cabinet, if you get a bit of teak oil or something on that, that is going to come up lovely. It looks a bit dull at the minute, that's because you need to feed the wood. If you rub over them with a nice bit of oil, them cabinets are going to come up lovely. So take the camera again, mate, hold the camera, and I shall open up the other one and let's see what the other one's like. And actually, I've just thought, I'm giving it all that about you have chose me the perfect present, but I think I might have helped you out on this one, especially if you've been watching the channel, because in one of the videos I said that I was after a little set of vintage Bang& Olufsen speakers to go with the Sansui 310 receiver, because I think a set of Bang& Olufsen's will work really well on that. So did you watch that video? Did I give you the idea to buy me a set of Bang& Olufsen's? She's shaking her head and saying no, but she is laughing, so I'm not sure if I believe her or not on that one. She might have watched the video, but I'll let her off. She's still done really well, even if she did watch the video, because now I've opened this one, it is in as nice condition as the other one. It's got a few little stains on the top of it, but it still looks in really good condition. And I'm just moving the cone a bit there, just to see if it has got any coil rub or anything on it, but it doesn't feel like it has. That speaker was moving really nice. So let me just feel this one. And she done well getting these as well, because most of these little Bang & Olufsen speakers have foam surrounds. Now see that that feels really good. There is no coil rub on that. That speaker is moving lovely, so it has not moved over time, that one. And that's what I was saying, that she done well, because a lot of these vintage Bang & Olufsen speakers, they have foam surrounds, and the surround just rots. But these little 1702s, they don't have foam surrounds, they have a rubber surround, so they do not suffer from the dreaded foam rot. So these are quite a good one to buy, because the rubber does not perish on these. So as you can see, these are Bovox 1702. They are 4 ohms and 40 watts, made in Denmark, and they are type 6252. And they have got a few little stains there on the top of this one, and the other one has got a tiny little chip on the back corner. But other than that, these Bang & Olufsen's look in really nice condition. And I'm going to take back what I said a moment ago, because I was jumping the gun a little bit. I was getting a bit excited because these have got the rubber surrounds that don't perish. And I said these are a good one to buy. We don't know that yet, because I have never had a set of these 1702s, so I don't know what they sound like. So don't just rush out and buy a set of these, because we don't know if they are any good or not. I do think they will be, because I've had Bang & Olufsen speakers very similar to these, but a bit of a bigger size, and they was really nice sounding. I've also had some much bigger ones, a set of 3-ways, that was more or less the same as this, with that bit of aluminium trim round, so I think they was in the same kind of range. And them 3-way ones I had, they sounded really good. But I don't know about these 1702s yet, so before you go rushing out and buy a set of these, if you like the look of them, just give it a few weeks until I've had a play around with these a bit, and we will find out what they actually sound like, and if I think a set of these is worth buying or not. because there is always that chance that although these are made by Bang& Olufsen, and most Bang & Olufsen stuff sounds really nice, there is always a chance that these ones might be the exception and they might not actually sound that good. And I do think these would have had like a plain black front on them with a little silver Bang & Olufsen badge in the corner.
I've got the fronts.
What's that? You got the fronts?
Yeah, they're in the other room.
Oh, so apparently I've got the fronts. Will you go and get 'em, please? Right, so it appears that I have got the fronts for these Bang & Olufsens. I didn't think I got the fronts with them, but apparently I have. So I've just let her past and she's gone to get them from the other room. So that's good then. I've got the fronts for these speakers, and I wonder if they've got the nice little Bang & Olufsen badges still on them. And all these old Bang & Olufsen speakers, when they've got that aluminium trim round them, like these ones, the fronts like glue on. So once the glue goes and they fall off, you've either got to re-glue them on or do something to hold them on. They won't just push on there and hold in place. So like with these ones, they are from the 1970s, so the glue just dries and goes brittle and then the fronts fall off. Thank you. Right, so here we go. In here we have got the fronts for the speakers. So let's open these up and see what the condition the fronts are in and see if they have got their nice little Bang & Olufsen badges still on them. Oh, and they look nice, them fronts. They don't look broken and that. I thought they might have been a bit damaged. They look in really good condition. And that one's got his badge on it. Look, nice Bang & Olufsen badge, and so has that one. Oh, so that's good. They got nice pair of fronts with both badges. You can see there, they just go on like that. So you sort of push them in and they go inside that like aluminium lip, but they won't stay on there without gluing them or doing it with Velcro or something like that. They will just keep falling off, so you can't just put these ones back on. And they look good with the fronts on. I'll have to decide whether I want to put the fronts on or leave the fronts off, because they do look alright like that with the fronts off. So these Bang & Olufsens look good both ways. And I have bought a few sets of these Bang & Olufsens before, and some of the leak speakers are the same as well. So you buy them and you know they're going to need the surrounding because they're going to have the dreaded foam rot, but someone has glued the fronts back on with super strong glue, and then you just can't get the fronts off. It is an absolute nightmare trying to get the fronts off. You end up damaging all the fronts. So if you've got a set of these and you want to put the fronts back on them, don't do it with really strong glue. Just do it with glue that can be broken off if you ever need to get to the drivers or the tweeter. Because like with these Bang & Olufsens, if I'm buying some off the computer, I always think they are going to need re-surrounding. They're going to need new surrounds put on them. So I pay money accordingly, and I always think they are going to need redoing. And I know you can buy ones where people say, oh, they've been redone, been refoamed, but I don't like buying them ones because too many times over the years I have bought speakers that someone says they have refoamed, and yeah, they look good in the pictures and they have been refoamed, but when you actually get your hands on them, you realise that they have been refoamed really badly. They are all out of line, the coils are rubbing, they sound absolutely terrible, so you end up having to redo them anyway. And then them speakers have worked out costing you a lot more money than if you just bought a set that you knew needed refoaming. So my advice would be, if you see speakers that have been refoamed, don't pay big money for them. Just look at them like a set of speakers that might need redoing, because a lot of them will need redoing. Different if you're buying them from somewhere that's doing them all the time, a well-respected place where they're doing them all the time, then you're going to know they've done good and they're worth the money. Or if you can go round the person's house and actually have a listen to them, then yeah, you can pay more money for them. But if you're just buying one from a random person who says he has refoamed them, don't pay a lot of money for them, because the chances are you're going to have to pay out again for them to be refoamed, because that person did not know what they was doing and has done it really badly. And if you are the sort of person who thinks, oh, I won't be able to do that speaker surrounds, I don't want to be doing that, then don't buy speakers with the foam surrounds. Get ones with rubber surrounds. Now, I know some rubber surrounds can still rot, they split and that, but you only need to look it up online about that particular model of speaker and find out if they suffer from like perishing speaker surrounds. And if they don't, then go after that model and you should have no trouble with anything to do with the speaker surrounds. Like these little Bang& Olufsens, just look at them, and I'm telling you, they are the original surrounds on them. No one has ever touched them. They are as they come from the factory in the 70s, and them rubbers are still in great condition. So there's a load of speakers out there that just don't suffer with like problems with the surrounds. There's a load that don't, but there is a lot that do. So just look it up before you buy a particular model. And I'm looking at that there. My new Rogers amplifier and my nice set of Bang & Olufsen speakers. And that would have been the person's stereo, because my missus bought these speakers from someone and the amplifier came with them. So back in the day, that person would have had this Rogers amplifier running these Bang & Olufsen speakers. So they would have had quite a nice little stereo there, I reckon. I reckon this Rogers amp with these Bang & Olufsen speakers on it would have a really good sound. So I bet that person had a nice sounding system. And they might even have been a little bit of a 1970s audiophile. No, actually, thinking about it, I'm going to take all that back what I just said. The person who had these speakers and this amplifier, if they was running them together, they wasn't an audiophile, they was an absolute idiot, because these Bang & Olufsen speakers are 4 ohm, and on the back of this Rogers amplifier it is rated to 8 to 16 ohm. So putting these speakers on this Rogers amplifier would be far too much for that amplifier. So if that is the way the person used it, then that is what probably killed this Rogers amplifier, because it would not be able to handle running a set of 4 ohm speakers. So hopefully the person knew better than that and never run these Bang & Olufsens on this Rogers amplifier, because you need to be careful on that. 4 ohm and 2 ohm speakers really need a lot of driving. So unless it actually says that somewhere on your amplifier that it can handle that, then don't put them on it. And if you've got an amplifier that can run 2 sets of speakers, do not put 2 sets of 4 ohm speakers on it, because not many amplifiers can handle that. It will just kill your amplifier, because most amplifiers that will run 2 sets of speakers will only work properly if both them sets of speakers are 8 ohms or above. So if you've got 4-ohm speakers like these little Bang & Olufsens, be careful with what you connect them up to. So thank you for watching, and I hope everyone has a really great Boxing Day, and I shall see you next time.